What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So I did actually make a video a while back going over the possibility of getting a new motor pass here in Motorfest. A lot of people are like, nah bro, they're not going to add one, but you know what? I think they actually will. On top of that, I do feel like they're most likely going to add a year 2 pass. Is this actually going to cost money? Well, to be honest, it probably will, similar to the year 1 pass, but a lot of players have discovered in the year 1 pass that you don't actually have to buy it unless you do want to have the cars a week early. Besides that, though, I have not really seen any benefits of having the actual season pass because you can then just go buy the vehicles a week later. The thing about this, though, is if they do have a year 2 pass, what cars are actually going to be in it? So I did want to go over a few predictions I might have that I do feel like might actually work, and they can definitely put the cars in there to go, yo, you guys definitely want to get this season pass because these cars are probably going to be worth it. Now, I'm not going to lie here, though, I would be pretty dang surprised if they actually lock certain cars behind the season pass. Like, for example, what if they actually had something like the Lexus LFA to it, which I really do feel like a car like that one can easily be in there. What if they actually put something like the Trackhawk in there, like the new Hennessy Venom? What if we actually get a new Bugatti or two in there, which I would say would most likely not go over well? But I am curious to know what you guys think we will end up getting in the year 2 pass. One of the cars I would personally really like to see, even though it's not a car, is going to be the new Ford Raptor R. I would love to see that thing in Rally Raid, and I do feel like I have to admit this, we need other vehicles to be added. What I mean by that is no, not saying a bunch of tier 1 or tier 2 hypercars is bad, but can we get more rallycross cars, maybe some more Rally Raid? Who knows, maybe even some more racing cars would be kind of dope. Imagine seeing some of the new racing cars being added or some new F1 cars, like that would be dope. But I do feel like a lot of players do love seeing, like, new Lambos. Tier 1 vehicles and classic cars are great. I do like seeing more of those. And I do feel like a lot of players are always going to love hypercars. The thing about this, though, is I really do feel like other classes need some love. Part of this can come down to maybe seeing some new bikes in the game, which is hilarious because we have not gotten any, besides the KTM in the racing category, which is kind of insane. We also have not gotten any new rallycross vehicles in a straight minute, if you are not considering some of the other ones different versions of other cars. I would love to see something like the Hyundai i20N in there or something. And on top of that, though, let's get something like the Ford Escort in there that was in the old dirt games and stuff like that. Even something like the old Audi rallycross vehicles. That would be so dope. Funny thing is, the more I actually do this video, I feel like it's turning into like a car wish list and something we're most likely not going to get in the year 2 pass, but hey, who knows, maybe they're actually going to surprise us and bring all kinds of crazy vehicles in each category. Now, I'm not sure how people do feel about this, guys, but does anybody else think that other classes really do need some love? That's also why I'm saying something like Rallycross, Rally Raid. Now, this might sound a bit insane, but what about a couple of new ATVs in the game? What about some new dirt bikes? Like, we have not gotten any of those in a straight minute. The last time I think dirt bikes were actually added was in the Crew 2, which was probably like 2 or 3 years ago. I do understand most players are going to be into like hypercars or, something like a Street Tier 2 vehicle like a Lamborghini, having a Challenger and stuff like that, but why not add some of the other classes? Because that's then going to add new events to the game that are going to be different. We can all agree right now there is going to be a lot of similarities with the road events in this game. I mean, most of the races go around these same areas. We also have the navigation races, which a lot of players do not like them. Then we also have like the time trial thing to where you can't damage your vehicle, but you have to get to the end of that said area. So I would say a lot of players are like, no, let's bring on some new off-road races and stuff like that. Let's mix up the gameplay. And I feel like a lot of players would love it. That would also in return help the summits having different events or something different in them. That way we can use off-road vehicles, also road vehicles, and then you're actually seeing other classes get tons of love. What's funny though is I do feel like they could actually add something like the Trackhawk in there, maybe like a new 911 GT3 RS. Those can definitely be in the past because that would actually incline players to buy it, which if I had to guess it's probably going to be 5 or 10 bucks. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to guess around that for the entire season pass. Let me know if it's more or what you guys actually think the season 2 pass is going to cost. Then on top of that, we are most likely going to get a new motor pass, which I would say at this point is probably not going to be all that shocking, but it is going to raise some questions though, like what kind of cars are we going to get in year 2? Who knows, maybe we might see something absolutely insane happen, and Subaru is going to show up. Imagine having the WRX STI in the tier 2, then also having a rallycross version of it. That would be so dang dope, man. Could it happen? To be honest, I really don't know why Subaru's not in the Crew Motorfest or even in the Crew 2, but it is most likely going to come down to like a licensing thing. Funny thing about that though is we actually have Subaru in Need for Speed, so it definitely doesn't make sense. Now the big thing I did want to ask you guys though is what do you actually think we are going to get in the Year 2 pass, and what cars would you actually like to see in it? Would you like to see off-road vehicles? Would you like to see more classic cars in there? Would you like to see more hypercars? If I actually had to pick a hypercar, it would most likely be the Sesto Elemento, and of course the Lexus LFA. Those would be dope, but then again, they can also add those cars into like the game itself, as like you can actually buy with bucks, maybe unlock them through challenges or something, which is probably going to sound crazy. But there's also going to be another part to this. What if they actually do put some of these dope cars that everybody is asking for, let's say the Lexus LFA, the Trackhawk? What if they actually put most of those cars behind the Year 2 pass, that way it's inclined to make players get it? Even though, once again, you don't have to buy it, but if you want the cars a week earlier, and you also don't have to buy them, I would say a lot of players might end up spending $5 or $10 for the Season Pass. That way they actually have the cars unlocked immediately instead of having to wait and then buy them. But there's also going to be a question I have to ask though. Do you guys actually think they might end up making some of the cars locked behind the actual Season Pass? That way, let's say they make it so you have to get that to get the Lexus LFA, or who knows, maybe even the Trackhawk, maybe the Venom, maybe the Raptor R, who knows what they're actually going to add. We all do know they did something like this with the one car everybody wanted, the Charger Red Eye. Everybody wanted that thing, but in order to get it, you had to get that thing before. So if I had to guess right now, though, I'm going to say that they're probably not going to put some of the most desired cars behind something like a Season Pass. That would be terrible. I am also pretty interested to see what we actually get in the Motor Pass that's coming, though, because I do feel like having a new Motor Pass is not a terrible idea. I mean, we actually can level it up, have challenges, something else to do, and then on top of that, going after new rewards. Do let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below, and I'm also curious to know what are some of the cars you would actually like to see added in the Year 2 Pass or in the Season 5 update that is coming. And does anybody else think that they will most likely add some crazy cars into that Year 2 Pass in hopes that people might actually buy it?